Hey, Seer, come to join me? I can recommend a few drinks if you'd like. Do you want something strong or should we start weak? Perfect choice. Barkeep, more of the same. I thought that'd be a bit much, honestly. Good to know you can handle it like that. It's strong, but not quite on my level. Want another one? What are you in the mood for? Now you're talking. Here, I promise you won't regret this. Wow, you're good. Most people can't handle this stuff. Mazeo is known for its strong liquor. I guess I'll stop messing with you for now. Truth is, I just wanted to see how much you could handle. It's a good test, a nice judge of character, and you passed. You learn a lot about someone by how they hold their liquor. You're strong, at least. You have a strong will. I respect that. This is part of how they do things back in Alarenthia. I know I say I hate it, and I truly do, but some of its culture sticks with me. You left Valenorth, so it'll likely be the same. Sorry for rambling on like that. If there's anything I hate, it's a one-sided conversation. Is there anything you want to ask me? Right now I'm an open book. There isn't one to talk about, but that's by choice. I prefer to keep things casual without any strings. I have my reasons, but it served me just fine. Don't worry, I've definitely noticed your interest, so that's why I'm making things as clear as possible. Knowing that, do you really want to continue down this path? Good to know, because I share the same interest. When you live as long as I have, you pick up on these things. No need to make a big deal out of this, it's just fun. When we get back to our new HQ, Dominic will give you a tour. My doors are open. If you want to do this, I'll be there. Just don't tell anyone. You know how rumors spread. Either way, I think I've had enough. I'm gonna buy a bottle to bring to my chambers. Feel free to join me if you want to share another drink. Hey now, watch your steps. The ground here could do some real damage. Actually, I think I'll get a few bottles for my place. Something tells me we'll be having more fun than I thought. Who's there? Sorry, you never know when someone might attack. I don't normally doze off too much, for that reason alone. It's nice to see you, though. I had a good time at the tavern. Namek said to relax, so that's what I'm doing. I've known him for years, and he's never said that. I'm surprised he's not celebrating his new pirate treaty. Even if he tells us to relax, I doubt that he's doing it. He's probably already waiting for you in the war room. Don't worry, I'll try not to keep you here for too long. I've been saving this for a special occasion, and trust me, Damek giving me the night off is really special. I don't remember the last time I could just sit back and relax. Valoranthian wine. It's quite delicious. I'd say it's the best thing to come from that horrible place. It tastes like juice, but trust me, it sneaks up on you later. Shall we? Wow, that certainly took me back. I haven't had a drinking buddy like you in a long time. People these days seem to forget about the finer things in life. Damek is always saying, train, train, train. I don't even know if he's capable of taking it easy. At least Salas knew how to balance work and fun. I guess I shouldn't bore you with that kind of talk. Your time is valuable, and you're choosing to spend it with me. Some host I'd be if I sat here and wasted that time of yours. I guess that's all I had. Too bad. The night is still young. Drinking buddies with no drinks? This is a first. What now? More about me? So you want me to bore you, huh? Well, I'm probably older than you think, but I prefer to use the term experienced. I've seen a lot of combat in my numerous years. You kind of grow up alongside battle in Alarinthia. The culture there is so steeped in war it's impossible to avoid. When you come of age, you should already be an expert in combat. I was, but I chose to leave Alarinthia behind as soon as I could. My parents wanted me to stay, but I think they wanted it for them. I came to the mainland because I knew it would be the best for me. You need to look out for yourself. Don't let others sway your opinion. At least, that's what I told myself. I justified breaking my parents' hearts. I can't make it up to them either. They've been gone for ages. They were part of a movement that wanted to change Alarinthia. Things would be better in the hands of the wise, not the strong. An admirable view, unless you were surrounded by the strong. And surrounded they were. They were killed for their beliefs. That's why I hate Alarinthia more than anything. And the way it's run. I told myself I'd come to the mainland and practice my swordplay. I'd only ever return when I was strong enough to win. If I could become the ruler of Alarinthia, I would change their laws. Every leader has that ability, but they only care about their own power. It's always a battle of the strong against the wise. I wanted to go back to that land, both strong and wise. A ruler with a different outlook? He could change everything. It's just the alcohol talking right now, by the way. The childish dream of a young man. That's all it was. This world offers no quarter to men blind on ambition. And so we offer no quarter in return. This war, it's already taken so much from us. I find myself asking, how much more will it take? If anything, at least it's taught me something important. We can only truly enjoy what we have right in front of us. Once it leaves our sight, we may never see it again. We just need to live in the moment, right? At the end of the day, that's all we really have. Something special we can share and never forget. Hey there, Monarch. As you can see, I'm getting ready for combat. I give it 2 days before we are dragged into conflict. They don't use words to resolve things in Alarinthia. It's always a duel or a tournament. That's all they do. When we are there, we might as well speak their language. Gotta make the most of a bad situation, right? I'll get to give my sword arm a real challenge. What about you, Monarch? Excited for this? Glad to hear. I like that in a partner. Making change together. Now that's amazing. Not everybody would be so brave, you know. It's almost overwhelming to think about, actually. I have the support of the Monarch of Alestia. There's almost nothing we can't accomplish now. But I'm guessing you didn't come down here for a lecture. Have a seat. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. I don't want to scare you, and I'm not really hiding anything. But we're about to go to my homeland. You might hear things. Can you promise me something, Monarch? No matter what happens. Remember me for the things I've done for you and the rebellion. No matter what you hear about me or my past, please, don't judge me. I wouldn't judge you based on your past, so I expect the same from you. Good. Then that's pretty much everything I had to say. I was really worried. I wasn't sure how to handle that topic. So rather than overthinking it, I just shot straight. Thank you. It was especially hard since we're kind of involved now. Is that the right word for what we are? I don't really know. After what we did back in Mazeo, I think it's a safe term. I don't want to complicate things, so I'll just be quiet. But don't think I've forgotten about what happened. If we get the time, I'd like for it to happen again. But I doubt we'll be able to do that on this ship. You can't even breathe without someone else hearing it. I have my ways of keeping quiet, but I wouldn't want to get caught. Sorry I didn't have much to say. I guess I'm a little shy. But it'll all make sense in time. I can promise you that. When that time comes, you need to keep your promise. Have a seat, Monarch. These drinks are on me. I don't want you filling up on Draku's handouts. Trust. This isn't about trust, Monarch. Your trust in me won't affect any of your decisions. In fact, we could win this war without any trust at all. All that matters is the desire to fight for a common cause. Did you think that these little chats we've been having were mandatory? Trust me, I could have done just fine without them. In fact, I'd be better off. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. It's just the feelings I have for you, they complicate things. Harmless fun, I know that's what we said, but look at me now. I'm scared that if I tell you everything, you'll turn your back to me. Spirits know everybody else did. Look at me. Still using superstition. The spirits had no power over us, no divine plan. Then why do I find myself still wanting to believe in them? I guess maybe they gave me a sense of comfort in difficult times. It's different now, having difficult times, and knowing the truth. What do I believe in if I want to push myself forward? That's what made me want to side with Vivian, no matter what. The desire to change my nation is what drives me to action now. And when we're done here, it'll be the desire to change our world. That's all I've wanted my entire life. It always seems just out of reach. Whenever I think I have it, the triumvirate swoops in and takes it away. They tell you they'll give you what you want. They convince you that they'll make your dreams come true. Then, when they're done with you, they throw you away. What I'm about to tell you, I tell you in confidence. I knew Sophie before he became the Grand Inquisitor. That's how I know so much about the Triumvirate. I saw them take an impressionable young man and ruin him, turn him into a tool meant to kill without a second thought. They took my friend, and after that, he was no more. And that monster we fight may look like my friend, but that man is long gone. They made sure of that. I promised myself I'd never let them do that again. I failed. They got to Shane, just like they got to Sophie. It's almost impossible to shake off their influence. They just have this way of convincing you. Well, that's one of the things I had to tell you. It was a long time ago, but it still happened. I won't let it get in the way of my performance. A long time ago, I thought maybe I could win him back. You know, maybe he could change and redeem himself. But I haven't thought that in a long time. Now I want to kill him. For everything he's done to me. For everything he's done to us. There's a point where redemption eludes you, and he's past that. I guess this leads into the second thing I wanted to tell you, Monarch. Back in the desert, I told you about how I got these markings. Then Drakior said I ripped them off from the ancient Elorinthians. I wish that was the truth, I really do. But it's not the truth at all. I always tell people that I'm older than they think, but I only say that to hide how old I really am. It's not a lie, it's more like an omission. I'm old enough to have earned these markings the right way. There, I said it. I don't care if you believe me or not. I finally said it. I'm older than any of you could have possibly imagined. Very, very old. Go ahead. Tell me you don't believe me. So far, nobody else has. They say it's impossible. And soon after that, they say nothing to me at all. You could never turn off that charm, huh? Well, in any case, I'm glad you believe me. Most people don't. There's something different about you, though, so I took a leap of faith. Thank you, Monarch. I really mean it. There's more to the story, but that's all we have time for. It's just the basics. Stuff you'll need to know moving forward. My treat, remember? Now let's get going to that ball. Tonight we change history. Sorry, it's just an old prank I used to pull on Sovi. I'd take the blade from him when he least expected it. I guess it has a time and place. Sorry if I startled you. I came here because I assumed you wanted answers. Learning I was the Grand Inquisitor must have been a shock. I'm glad you have a clear head. You could tell that I've changed. But you deserve to know what I was like before I changed. In order to hide from my past, I haven't exactly been honest. But I wasn't lying to you. It was more like I was lying to myself. There was a man named Ulric in Alarinthian legend. He pledged to change the nation, just like I always have. The barbaric way of running things was too much for him to bear. A lot of the specific details have been lost to time, but it goes like this. He was young, and his parents wanted the same thing, so they fought for it. They died in the arena, and Ulric couldn't handle it. He ran away from the nation. But he pledged to return one day, and change Alarinthia for good. The ideals passed on to him by his parents still live on to this day. That's likely what inspired Vivian to launch his own insurrection. Of course, the story that's handed down is never really the truth. To put it bluntly, I'm the same Ulric. It's been so long, it's hard to believe. I'm sure you had your suspicions, so I just came here to confirm them for you. My parents hated the way the nation was run. They passed that hatred down onto me as I grew up. But they got older. Before too long, they were decrepit. They could never change anything. So the burden was passed on to me, a rising star in the Colosseum. I never fought for leadership, just regular tournaments, but I never lost. One day, I guess the Triumvirate noticed how strong I was. They approached me. They told me that if I left Alarinthia behind, they'd train me. They'd give me the power to return one day and change everything. I was young and naive. I agreed without hesitation. I wanted to serve our gods. But before they accepted me, I had to prove that I was truly ready. Serving them would involve leaving everything behind. It'd be a fresh start. They devised a test for me, to make sure that I was truly ready to devote myself. They made me kill my parents. In their eyes, it told them that I was truly ready to leave my old life behind. Because I was young and stupid, it made a twisted kind of sense in my head. I did what they told me to. But as they died, I told them I was making their dream a reality. I was caught and exiled into the desert. That's how I became a Sixer. I survived the trials, was branded with this tattoo, and showed my worth. Their test was over. They took me over to Balteus and made me their servant. I served them by weeding out insurrections and ensuring they remained in power. After what seemed like an eternity, they came up with the idea of giving me an apprentice. That's when I met Sobi. They preyed on his weakness and naivety much like they did mine. We worked together, traveling the world and killing the Triumvirate's enemies. Eventually, I realized that they weren't good people. I defected and joined the rebellion. If the timeline seems confusing, it's because it is. We are talking about millennia here. They gave us the gift of immortality. Well, they called it a gift. We would never succumb to old age, and mortal wounds would easily fade. I felt unstoppable, like I was the king of the world. Nothing could get in my way. But after a while, I realized it was a curse. It's crazy how much your perspective can shift so fast. Taking the dream of immortality into real life, it became a nightmare. They knew what they were doing. They were creating slaves. Using that blade, they gave us what they deemed eternal life. I know we can use the blade too, but we can't reverse it. That should have been the first sign. I thought we did this willingly, but we really had no choice. It was all or nothing, an ultimatum. The biggest red flag. I've had this curse for far too long. It's made me a bad person. I no longer seek love, because everybody I love is just lost to time. I no longer seek happiness, because it's never permanent. Never. These fleeting emotions may mean a lot to you, but not me. It's an endless cycle of building myself up only to be cut back down. I thought I'd be like this until the world rotted away. Until I met you, that is. Someone who can use the blade. Someone who can lift the curse. And after all we've been through, even someone I can grow old with. Please use that blade and give me my life back. I don't want to belong to them. I think I want to belong to you. Thank you so much. Hey, Monarch. I just wanted to come see you. We won't be getting much sleep tonight after all. I can't stop thinking about our visit to Alarinthia. You know, I broke your nose and I feel awful about that. But I couldn't let you get in the way and compromise our plan. It needed to come down to just Pro and myself. It was the only way that we could guarantee our victory. I guess I came here seeking forgiveness. I feel foolish, though. Your forgiveness was implied when you removed that curse from me. I mean, you wouldn't do something like that if you resented me, right? But still, having it implied, it's not the same as hearing you say it. And that's the thing, though. Forgiveness shouldn't come so easy. When you're on the throne, you need to learn how to punish. I lied to you. I hurt you. I shouldn't deserve your forgiveness. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you're lucky it was just your nose. In that moment, I would have done whatever I deemed necessary, Monarch. And given the opportunity, I would do it again. I would go as far as I needed. Do you still think I'm worthy of forgiveness? Who knows what I might have to do during the final battle? The fate of the world is in the balance. I can't hold back. As long as we're both on the same page, I expect the same from you. Don't hold back in any way. If I'm in danger, don't stop to help me. You have your goal. I know what I was getting into when you removed my curse. I'm vulnerable, for the first time in thousands of years. But while I'm vulnerable, I also feel alive, Monarch. It's amazing how much the possibility of death can motivate us. In some ways, that's what drives us to accomplish our goals. Without some sort of end, there's no time for us to seize. Thank you, Monarch. I knew you'd be strong enough to make the tough decisions. Since we met, I've seen nothing but a capable ruler in you. And that was before the attack on the Rebel HQ. Remember back in Valinor, when we were at Peregrino? You've been leading this world for much longer than you think. And I have to say, I agree with your choices. Turning Peregrino into a barracks to protect your homeland? Anybody who cares about their people that much is a great leader. When I look back on times like that, I realize how far we've come. Complete strangers to lovers. And it all happened so fast. I wasn't expecting it, but that's how I know it's real. Some people pursue love like it'll make them whole. But it's not right to place a burden like that on somebody else. I think you can only really enjoy love when you love yourself first. And that's what you helped me do, Monarch. It's like the more I know about you, the more I know about myself. And I don't want to stop learning. I want it for the rest of my life. I'm just grateful that now it's a life I deem worth living. If I don't lose it on the battlefield, then I want to spend it with you. Being able to grow old and say goodbye, it's an odd thing to desire. But when you lose the ability to die, you start to miss it. In fact, you can almost forget what it's like to feel alive. I did, at least until I first laid eyes on you. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. Don't want to give away my wedding vows. This is actually some prime material, now that I think about it. Let's continue this after the battle, all right? Unfinished business is just one more reason to survive. In times like these, we need as many of those as we can get.